The United States and other Western nations fear the vote could ignite a fresh conflict with Baghdad and possibly neighboring countries, diverting attention from the ongoing war against Islamic State, militants in Iraq and Syria. U.S. Secretary of State Rex Tillerson formally asked Masoud Barzani, president of the Autonomous Kurdistan Regional Government, KRG, 10 days ago to postpone the referendum. What thing would Baghdad be prepared to offer to the Kurdish region in return for postponing the referendum? Bakhtiar, speaking about the talks with the Shiite Muslim-led Baghdad ruling coalition, said in an interview. He estimated the debt at $10 to $12 billion, about equal to the KRG's annual budget, owed to public works contractors and civil servants and Kurdish Peshmerga fighters whose salaries have not been paid in full for several months. At the political level, Baghdad should commit to agree to settle the issue of disputed regions, such as the oil-rich area of Kirkuk where Arab and Turkmen communities also live. The Kurdish delegation would then convey the proposals to Kurdish political parties to make a decision on whether they are good enough to justify a postponement of the vote, he said, insisting on the Kurdish right to hold the vote at a later date. We don't accept to postpone the referendum with nothing in return and without fixing another time to hold it, he said. Baghdad stopped payments from the Iraqi federal budget to the KRG in 2014 after the Kurds began exporting oil independently from Baghdad, via a pipeline to Turkey. The Kurds say they need the extra revenue to cope with increased costs incurred by the war against Islamic State and a large influx into KRG territory of displaced people. The Sunni Muslim jihadists remain, however, in control of territory in western Iraq and eastern Syria. The United States has pledged to maintain its support of Allied forces in both countries until the militants' total defeat. Independence-eyed since World War I. The Kurds have been seeking an independent state since at least the end of World War I, when colonial powers divided up the Middle East and left Kurdish-populated territory split between modern-day Turkey, Iran, Iraq and Syria. Turkey, Iran and Syria, which together with Iraq have sizable Kurdish communities, all oppose an independent Kurdistan. Prime Minister Abadi's government has rejected the planned referendum as unilateral and unconstitutional. Our question to them is, if it's not good for us, why is it good for you? Iraq's majority Shiite population mainly lives in the south, while the Kurds, largely secular Sunnis, and Sunni Arabs inhabit two swathes of the north. Central Iraq around Baghdad is mixed. Kurdish officials have said disputed areas, including the Kirkuk region, will be covered by the referendum, to determine whether they would want to remain in Kurdistan or not. Hardline Iran-backed Iraqi Shiite militias have threatened to expel the Kurds from this region and three other disputed areas, Sinjar, Makamor and Konakan.